Oh boy, it's been a while, isn't it, huh? The last video was so long ago. So now let's make it short. First thing first, we got the Triceratops. It is work in progress, right? For this reason, it has elevator stats. On the other hand, Rex already got a nerf with it, but it also got a new ability, the Wounded effect, which not exclusive to it, but also the Triceratops, which you will see. You will see how it works, but let me explain it real quick. So there are 10 levels of wounded and 10 levels of bleeding. So on the level 5 of wounded, and yes, it stacks, and on level 5 of wounded, it starts applying bleed every few seconds or so. It is randomized also, but yeah, even without the bleed, even the smallest of wounded effect affects the total health regeneration. I- And to be honest, it cuts it by half. Okay, the total health regeneration gets cut by half. On a level 5, when the bleeding starts, the total health regeneration gets cut by like what was it, like 70% of something. Your total health also reduce gets decreased after that point. So yeah. Also, the bleeding on level 5 at least does not happen when you are standing still. So that's a good thing. If you are fighting something like Concavenator or Deinonychus, yeah, that's going to be pretty important to not to keep the bleed in check. But on the other hand, after the wounded level of 7, things get out of hand quite quickly. Okay? Not only you get bleeding far more often, but your bleed level also increases when you are standing still. So it is quite hard to heal off the wounded, and unlike other effects, when wounded effect gets the timer runs out, the effect the effect does not disappear but gets demoted into lower levels. So if you had like 20 seconds of wounded 5, when the timer goes out, you will have 3 minutes of wounded 4. Yeah, it is like that. And speaking of bleed, that thing, boy, listen up. The bleed has 10 effect, 10 levels. On usually it does not do anything other than debuffing you with nausea, blindness, or something like that. But on the level 10, it insta kills you. Okay, that's the gimmick of bleed. So until the level 9 or something, you will not be facing any issue with the bleed or any serious issue with the bleed. But on the bleed level of 10, it it insta kills you. Now it is just for checking purposes. I did not wanted to make the bleed like the same way every other mod makes. Like it naturally gives you damage, it moves around, get extra damage. Yeah, I did not wanted that. I wanted to do something bit different this time. So here I did. And mind you, this thing is absolutely busted right now, okay? So until the status gets nerfed, oh yes, I will nerf this guy's stats like I did with the Rex. Rex had like 600 health and 60 damage per bite. It now reduced. But on the other hand, let me show you. Yeah, this. Okay, this is the right thing. It still does the 60 damage, but it is more like RNG. And the larger the mob is, the rarer it is to for the Rex to do 60 damage. Okay, so that's the thing. Now that was Warden, but if you don't know, Warden's hitbox is quite small here. If you see, compared to Triceratops or even other mobs, so Warden gets pretty hefty treatment. So yeah, that is the bleed, and let's make it quick how the bleed is affected by these guys. So the bleed is actually affected. The wounded effect. My bad. The wounded effect is actually affected by these guys. The hitbox different. Okay. See, the hitbox of Triceratops is 2 by 2 by 3, while the Warden is just 1 by 3. So, per hit from Triceratops will inflict the maximum wounded effect. While something like twice the size of Triceratops, will the would only face the half the wounded effect. As you can see that it was wounded 6 or something. So yeah, I think you got the deal here. So yeah, without further ado, let's get in the video.